A sermon of divine healing, a miracle of restoration when physicians despaired. An epic continuation of the Almighty's boundless power. What if the arm of man reacheth its end, and the healers of earth pronounce their doom, yet the Lord, in his unfathomable might, stretcheth forth his hand to heal where none dared hope. O ye congregation of the faithful, ye who dwell in the frail tents of flesh, gather close and incline thine ears unto me. I stand afore thee as a lowly messenger of the Most High, robed not in the garb of worldly wisdom, but in the vesture of his grace, to proclaim a tale both awe-inspiring and humbling, a tale of one cast down by sickness unto the very gates of death, yet raised up by a miracle of healing when the physicians had surrendered all. This is no mere recounting of bodily reprieve, but a resounding hymn to the truth spoken by the psalmist, Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. Psalm 103 verses 2-3. Herein shalt thou behold the God who confoundeth the wise, who worketh wonders not for the proud, but for the humble who trust in him. The sentence of despair. Imagine now, O hearers, a soul clothed in mortality, a man or woman, for their story belongeth to the countless who walk this vale of tears. Name them not, for they are thy kin, thy friend, perchance thyself in days yet unseen. Once they stood hale and hearty, their frame a vessel of vigor, their days a dance of common toil and joy. Yet, as the preacher hath warned, the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 5, so came a shadow upon them, a malady fierce and unrelenting, a sickness that gnawed at their bones and drained their life's blood. Was it a fever that burned without cease, a growth that spread like thorns within, or a wasting that stole breath and strength? The form mattereth little, the end was the same. The physicians, skilled in the arts of this age, bent their minds and hands to the task. Potions were brewed, knives wielded, councils held in somber tones. Yet the sickness laughed at their labor, defying their cures, until at last they stood back, their faces grave, and spake the words that chill the heart, We can do no more. A sentence of death was pronounced, not with malice, but with the sorrow of men who know their limits. My days are like a shadow that declineth, and I am withered like grass. Psalm 102 verse 11, thus might this soul have mourned, their hope dwindling as a lamp in the wind. The world looked on with pity, kin wept in silence, and the afflicted one lay upon their bed, a prisoner of pain, awaiting the final summons. Yet in that hour of utter despair, when the wisdom of man had bowed its head, a flicker of faith remained, a spark, faint yet fierce, that turned not to the healer's art, but to the healer of all. The miracle that defied the grave. Now, O ye who listen, attend to the marvel that riseth like the sun o'er the mountains of despair. For as this soul lay in the shadow of death, they lifted their eyes, not to the ceiling of their chamber, but to the heavens unseen, and cried out in faith, Lord, if it be thy will, heal me. Their voice was weak, their frame broken, yet their spirit reached beyond the flesh, as the centurion of old besought Christ for his servant, saying, Speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. Matthew 8 verse 8. And lo, the hand of God moved. Not with the pomp of earthly kings, nor the clamor of a multitude, but with the quiet might that stilleth storms and riseth the dead. Was it in the night, when the world slept, that the fever broke as if by an unseen command? Did the growth wither, the wasting cease, the breath return in fullness? The manner of the miracle is a mystery to the curious, yet a certainty to the faithful, for the sickness that baffled the wise fled before the power of the Almighty. The physicians returned, their tools in hand, and stood amazed. The kin wept anew, not with grief, but with wonder, and the soul restored rose from their bed, a living testimony to the one who saith, I am the Lord that healeth thee. Exodus 15 verse 26. Consider the woman who touched the hem of Christ's garment, her issue of blood stanched after 12 years of suffering, Luke 8 verses 43 to 44. Had not the physicians failed her too, yet faith made her whole? So it was with this soul. Their healing was no work of man, but a gift of God, wrought not by merit, but by grace through faith. The miracle was sudden, yet its roots lay deep in the prayer of a heart that dared to hope when hope seemed folly. The paradox of healing and the will of God. But let us linger here, O ye seekers of truth, and grapple with the question that riseth like a thorn in the flesh: why this one and not another? Why doth the Lord heal some, while others languish and perish? The mourner crieth, where was my miracle? The skeptic scoffeth, is this thy God of justice? And even the healed tremble, asking, why me, O Lord, and not my brother? Turn thine eyes to the pool of Bethesda, where the angel stirred the waters, yet only one was healed amidst a multitude of the afflicted, John 5 verses 4 to 7. Or ponder Lazarus, raised from the tomb, while others slept on in death, John 11 verses 43 to 44. The ways of God are not ours to fathom fully, for the secret things belong unto the Lord our God, Deuteronomy 29 verse 29. Yet this we know, each healing is a sign, a beacon of his power, a whisper of the day when he shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, Revelation 21 verse 4. This miracle was not a prize for righteousness, for the healed one was no saint above others. Nor was it a promise that all sickness shall flee in this life, for the flesh remaineth frail. Nay, it was a revelation, a glimpse of the God who holdeth life in his hands, who healeth not for our glory, but for his. Faith called forth the wonder, yet the wonder pointed back to faith, that others might see and believe. The life renewed and the song of praise. Behold now the soul restored, standing once more upon the earth, their body a temple rebuilt by divine decree. Their limbs, once frail, now move with purpose, their voice, once stilled by pain, now lifteth in praise. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave, Psalm 30 verses 2 to 3, thus they sing, their heart a harp strung with gratitude. They walk not as one untouched by trial, for the memory of sickness lingereth, but as one touched by grace, bearing witness to the healer's might. Like Naaman, cleansed of leprosy in the Jordan, 2 Kings 5 verse 14, they have emerged from the waters of affliction, not by their own power, but by God's. The world marvels, the doubters question, yet they heed not the clamor, for they have seen the Lord's hand. Their days are now a pilgrimage of praise, their life a living offering, as the apostle exhorteth, present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, Romans 12 verse 1. The miracle hath not made them proud, but humble, for they know it was not their doing, but his. A call to thee, O sufferer. And what of thee, O thou who hearest this tale? Dost thou lie in thy own bed of affliction, where the healer's hands falter? Or dost thou stand whole, yet fearful of the day when sickness cometh? The summons is one for all, is any among you afflicted? Let him pray, James 5 verse 13. The God who healed this soul is no respecter of persons, he heareth the cry of the humble, whether for body or spirit, and worketh according to his will. In this age of knowledge and machines, where men trust in their own craft and name miracles chance, let this tale be thy anchor. Seek not the physician alone, wise though he be, but the physician of souls, who healeth beyond the reach of mortal skill. Live not as the hopeless, who see not beyond their pain, nor as the proud, who need no aid, but as one who hath glimpsed the possible in the impossible. For as this soul was raised when all was lost, so mayest thou find healing, be it in flesh, in heart, or in the promise of eternity, through faith in the one who saith, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Matthew 19 verse 26. Trust him, and thou shalt sing of his mercy. Amen.